Section 9.2, polar equations and graphs. So first off, we're going to graph this equation. So what we need to do first is just get a bunch of values for this thing. And that's what we're going to do first. So we're going to set up an XY table, but an R theta table here. So first off, I'm going to have theta here. Then I'll have R here. And essentially, I'm just going to write a ton of values for this. And for this one, I'm going to go every pi quarters. So I'm going to go 0, pi fourths, pi halves, and so when plugging these values in, the first thing I'm going to plug in here is the sign of 0. And the sign of 0 is going to give me 0, so I'm going to get 1 for the first one. Now for the second one, I'm going to plug in pi fourths for pi. And then that's going to be the sign of pi fourths. And then when I add 1, and all I want is the decimal approximations of these because I'm going to graph them all. So this is going to give me 1.70, blah, blah, blah. And then for the next one for pi halves, I'm going to get 2. And then for 3 pi fourths, I'm going to get 1.70 again. And then for pi, I'm going to get 1, because at pi, the sign of pi is 0. And then for 5 pi fourths, I'm going to get 0.292, blah, blah, blah. Now I'm just doing this on my calculator here. 3 pi halves, I'm going to get 0. And then for 7 pi fourths, I'm going to get 0.292 again. And then for 2 pi, I'm going to get 1. So now all I'm going to do here is I'm just going to graph all these. Now here is the grid I'm going to put everything on. So now, again, remember when I do my ordered pairs, I'm going to go 0 on the theta, so that means I'm right on this line here. I think I'm going to use a different color for this, though. I'll use a red. So my theta is 0, and my R is 1. So I think this only goes out as far as 2 here. So I'm going to make this 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's going to be 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be 2. So every 4 is going to be 1. So I'm going to call that 1, and I'm going to call that 2. This will give me a nice, huge graph. And I'm utilizing all of my space here. So when I do the first point, it's going to be 0, 1. So that's going to be here. Oh. So there's my first point. Okay, now the next point is going to be at pi fourths, which is here. Okay, and then it's going to be 1.7. So it's going to be almost 2, right? 1.7. This here would be 1.5, which would be there. Okay, so 1.7 would be just before the 1.75, so it'll be about there. Okay, and then the next one at pi halves, which is here, it's going to be 2, so it'll be up at the top. And then the next one is going to be 3 pi fourths, and that's going to be 3 pi fourths is going to be 1.7 again, so it'll be here at 3 pi fourths, which is here. So it'll be right there. Okay, and then at pi, it's going to be 1. Okay, so that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, so it'll be there. Let me erase those other ones and get those out of there so we're not confused when we go to graph all this. And then at 5 pi fourths, which is here, 5 pi fourths, which is here, okay, it's going to be 0.2. So 4 is 1, so 1 would be here, and it would be 0.2, so it would be 0.29, so a little over a quarter, so it'll be there. So 0.29 is going to be there. And then the next one is going to be 0. Now again, I'm just going in order here. 5 pi fourths and 3 pi halves here. That's going to be 0, so it's going to be here. And then the next one is going to be back at 7 pi fourths, and it's going to be the 0.29 again. So it'll be there. And then back at 1. So now all I'm going to do here is kind of draw this picture, and you'll kind of see what we get here. So here we go. So there it is, and you kind of notice where I started at, and then where I went around and where I ended. I came back around. So this is our picture. Now again, when I'm graphing any of these, make sure you guys give yourself enough points. So for this one, notice how many points I had. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I graphed 9 points to get an idea of what this graph would look like. So just kind of keep that in mind doing any of these. It's just going to take a little bit of time to get all these values because I got to punch them all in. Now the name of this graph is called a cardioid. And that's it.